troubled intersection. A boy was hit by a vehicle here, and that's not the only example of dangerous driving. The fading dream of home ownership.
And there's a lot of trepidation just because people don't even know where to begin.
The Canadians who say they won't be able to afford a home. And a fight against glamping.
I have the fire concerns, the safety concerns, the noise concern, the pollution concern.
People in Canmore oppose a proposed development.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. An intersection where a 12-year-old boy was hit last week in Taradale saw more aggressive driving just days later, and it was recorded by the boy's family. Tyson Fedor is live from Taradale Drive. And Tyson, the city is looking at that intersection to see if changes are needed.
Well, Ian, late last year along Taradale Drive behind me, speed bumps were actually added throughout several playground zones here due to drivers speeding along this route. And there's also been extension to some of the curbs at this intersection behind me. But since Bentley St. John was hit just last week, a new traffic device camera has been added to a light pole behind me, and it's going to study this intersection and the data that it collects. The city will then look at potentially more measures in the future. Now, Gary St. Clair, who we did speak to last week, is St. John's uncle. He recorded this video on Sunday and posted it to social media. One vehicle is seen driving through the playground zone when another comes up behind and passes it. Police were called to this and are investigating, but Sinclair says he was shocked to witness this just days after his nephew was hit and suffered a broken leg. That driver and car have still not been found. There have been no reported collisions at this intersection in 19 years, according to the city, prior to last week's hit and run. However, in November of 2023, the city says there was a pedestrian struck in one of the playground zones on Taradale Drive. Ward 5 councillor Raj Dhaliwal says he's concerned by some of the driving habits in this area.
I'm hearing from residents now post-event is it's very dangerous. This is happening more often. And I just saw a video that I think you sent me. That is normal. That happened to me personally. So I'm gonna also request through maybe commission for CPS to maybe put more enforcement there.
Now, the city has said that it is requesting increased enforcement in this area. Just today alone, we did see one police vehicle here outside the school monitoring traffic. The city does say, if the data does warrant it from its study at this intersection, it could potentially put more of those traffic measures and safety measures in place. Some suggestions even including one of those pedestrian crossing lights. Ian?
Tyson, thanks very much. An Alberta man is lucky to be alive after free falling off a cliff in BC's backcountry during a high-stakes snowmobiling event.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Video captured by other snowmobilers shows the man falling hundreds of feet and then landing on the snow with his snowmobile just meters away. It happened Saturday at the Big Iron Shootout in Revelstoke, an event where riders tackle steep chutes up the mountain using high-powered sleds, followed by an extreme descent. Snowmobilers raced to check on the man, who amazingly was not seriously injured and managed to ride off on his damaged sled. In 2010, 2 people died and several were injured when sledders triggered an avalanche at the same events. The Court of King's Bench has struck down a proposal for a motorsports resort near Rosebud, northeast of Calgary. The court quashed the Alberta government's approval of a plan to infill wetlands and build the Badlands Motorsports Resort. People living nearby fought against the $500 million proposal based on environmental concerns. The plan, first proposed nearly 20 years ago, called for several racetracks, a hotel, and a residential development. Calgary's water use is back in the green zone. After a brief spike on Sunday, water use in Calgary is back to a sustainable level. We used 497 million litres on Monday. Water restrictions remain in effect until feeder main repairs are complete. The city says crews are installing rebar reinforcements today, and concrete pouring will continue throughout the week. Once concrete curing is complete, backfilling will happen around the reinforced pipe segments. After 2 devastating floods destroyed some of its apartments last year, a Calgary emergency shelter is once again welcoming in families fleeing domestic violence. 13 of Discovery House's 19 apartments and multiple common spaces were affected by 2 floods. They happened after pipes burst during a major temperature swing. Today, after a year-long renovation, the final 6 spaces reopened. Staff say the new and upgraded apartments make for an easier transition for families healing from trauma.
Our biggest priority was making sure that they had a stable, safe space and the supports that they needed through the flood. And we're really excited to bring these suites back online because we know the need is great in Calgary, and we have families ready to go to fill the spaces.
To learn more about the work being done at Discovery House, visit our website, ctvnewscalgary.ca. A new survey from Royal Bank shows home ownership remains just a dream for a lot of Canadians. The poll by RBC found 68% of Canadians dream of one day owning a house, but 38% of people, almost 4 in 10, worry they cannot afford it. That's despite data from the Canadian Real Estate Association showing house prices across the country dropping. RBC says while that's making home ownership more affordable, many first-time buyers seem paralyzed by world events and the current economy.
There's a lot of trepidation just because people don't even know where to begin. And I think it's very telling that people are so nervous about the financial circumstances, the economy, that they don't even have the initial conversation to see where they stand.
Here in Calgary, home builder Truman Homes is trying to lure first-time buyers into home ownership by offering a rent-to-own plan in which their customers can turn the rent they have paid over the last 2 years into a down payment on a Truman property. St. Patrick's Day celebrations are well underway in Calgary. That's the band Frayed Not playing at the James Joyce Pub on Stephen Avenue. Irish dancers also entertained the crowd. The pub was full by noon. At the other end of the city, the Irish Cultural Society Choir sang a handful of songs ahead of the noon mass at St. Mary's Cathedral. And now let's head down to Jacqueline Wilson, who is at the Irish Cultural Society. And Jackie, what's the plan for celebrations there?
Yes, happy St. Patrick's Day, Ian. So the doors opened here at the Cultural Centre at 4 o'clock. And as you can see, there is already a lineup outside of the door for this St. Patrick's Day celebration. It did start at 4. We're expecting it to go until at least midnight because, as we all know, the Irish do know how to party. And organizers are expecting anywhere from 500 to 800 people to attend this year's event in Bowness. There's 2 floors of live music, Irish dancing, choir performances, and a full menu of Irish foods and drinks. And that does include about a dozen kegs of Guinness, of course. Now, not only is it St. Patrick's Day, but actually the Irish Cultural Society is celebrating a milestone.
This is a huge day. This is our 40th anniversary year of the Irish Cultural Society. So it's a big year for us. It's our biggest day of the year. We have a lot to celebrate after 40 years in this building in the city. And everyone has a little bit of Irish in them, and we hope they all come out today to celebrate with us.
Now, Ian, cars are streaming in from the road right now and dropping people off. And I do want to mention it is a ticketed event. So you do have to buy tickets here, and you can do so at the door. But that is just until they reach capacity. So, of course, I would suggest if you'd like to celebrate here, you come early. Back to you.
It looks like a really good time. Thank you very much, Jackie. And Gina, weather in Calgary on St. Patrick's Day can be all over the place. We've had snow in previous years, but today we got warm, windy conditions.
Yeah, you kind of can't have one without the other. The wind really helped fuel our temperatures today, but boy, was it ever windy out there. We saw gusts at the airport earlier today at around 65 kilometers an hour. Looking at our wind right now in the city, I mean, great temperature, 15 degrees right now. Managed to get to a high of 16, but gusty still at around 50 kilometers an hour. here, and we're in good company. Many areas in southern Alberta are dealing with this Chinook event right now. You can kind of make out that Chinook arch on the screen here, which I love when that happens on the radar satellite, extending all the way down into the States and just a little bit above Calgary before the conditions kind of change there. But looking at the next 24 hours, brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen, family owned, community driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. More of the same heading into midweek here, Ian, with temperatures improving up to 17 degrees tomorrow.
Thanks, Gina. People in Canmore are concerned about another development proposal. This one is for a campground focused on glamping. Still ahead, why some residents don't want it. And the warmer weather may have you thinking about riding a bike. We'll tell you about the new facility that hopes to make cycling accessible to all. A glamping development could be coming to Canmore. However, it is being met with fierce opposition from residents. The 74-unit camping site with pre-built tents is in the application process with the town. The potential project, called Miners Camp, would go on 9.7 hectares of private land near Three Sisters Drive, close to Quarry Lake. The camp would have only one open fire pit, yet residents have wildfire concerns. They also worry about the site's increased foot and vehicle traffic, disruption to wildlife, and their local swimming hole becoming overcrowded.
I have the fire concerns, the safety concerns, the noise concern, the pollution concern, and up to 200 more cars going off one roadway that only has one exit out of a whole town.
The Quarry Park and the Quarry Lake itself is one of Canmore's most precious green spaces, and it's already at capacity.
The town has received about 400 inquiries regarding Miners Camp. It's collecting input on the development until Friday. Alberta Parks is now offering some reservable sites at 3 first-come, first-served campgrounds. Starting March 30th, advance bookings can be made at Interlakes, Paddy's Flat, and Cataract Creek campgrounds. Reservations can be made up to 90 days before the desired arrival date. The province says 40% of the sites at these 3 campgrounds will remain first-come, first-served. So, Gina, we are in that time of year where you're looking forward to spring, and It officially begins later this week.
Yeah, it already feels like it out there, but don't let that deceive you. We know how spring works in Alberta. I mean, look at those camping visuals. Many people are probably itching to get outdoors, especially when I show you the temperatures for the next couple of days here. But there's going to be a messy mix on our doorstep too by the time the weekend comes around. Great looking shot there of the Chinook setup that we've been experiencing today, and that trend with the Chinook isn't going anywhere for the next couple of days. And look at our wind speeds right now. Near Pincher Creek, closer to the mountains there along the foothills. Gusts in the 90s right now. Us in the city, we're seeing those gusts out of the west in the 50s. Earlier today, picking up into the 60s, while Lethbridge, their peak gust was during the 1 o'clock hour with a reported westerly wind of 98 kilometers an hour. So we do see some wind warnings still in effect, yellow level wind warnings for areas both to the south and the west of us because of these breezy conditions. But it's that wind that's really helping with our temperatures. Take a look at those gorgeous temperatures in the south right now. We're sitting at 15 degrees. We got to 16 earlier this afternoon. We were getting pretty darn close to at least meeting the previous temperature record set back in 1885, which was 17.8 degrees. We might have the chance to get temperatures close to 18 degrees for the next couple of days because of these westerly winds. I mean, look at Brooks. They could get up to 20 degrees tomorrow. Medicine Hat wasn't too far behind. So Chinooks today, tomorrow, and even into Thursday. But this is what's going on to the west of us. We have an atmospheric river here that's right along the jet stream, right now pushing precipitation to the south of us. But this low pressure system is going to deepen over the next couple of days. And when that happens, this nice ridge that has been sending in this warm wind for us and driving up our temperatures is going to start to flatten out the jet stream. That's what takes place on Saturday, and it's kind of hard to gauge in this upper air pattern exactly what happens with that, but we do know a lot of precipitation has moved in, and these cooler temperatures that will arrive in Calgary by the time Saturday comes around will likely bring the potential for a rain-snow mix situation. A short-lived one, but temperatures will dip after the first day of spring there on Friday to the freezing mark, and then we start to gradually pick up from there. I actually have Saturday on our next 5-day forecast here, brought to you by Action Furnace, a little bit warmer. We're actually going to see, I mean, it's not updating, but I actually believe the high on Saturday will be 2 degrees. So in the positives, but that can make things even dicier when it comes to precipitation and how it will fall. But before then, gorgeous temperatures, 17 tomorrow and Thursday. And then the first day of spring looking not too shabby with a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 11.
Thanks, Gina. A new facility has opened with the goal to keep Calgarians cycling. The Bike Hub aims to make bikes accessible to anyone who wants to ride. You can bring in a child's bike that's too small and trade it in for a larger one at no cost. It also has a full-service bike repair shop where mechanics fix bikes and work on seniors' walkers, wheelchairs, and other mobility devices.
We're here, we're working on bikes. Why not, it's not that difficult to create this mechanism to be able to have other people in at the same time fixing their own bikes, supporting each other, creating this community.
The hub also boasts Calgary's first adaptive trike shop for those who need 3 wheels. It's in partnership with Adaptive Bikes Canada. Camp Courage is taking applications to help young people explore careers as first responders. The week-long free event is for young women and gender-diverse youth between 15 and 18 years of age. They will get to experience what it's like to be police officers, firefighters, and paramedics. The camp is possible because of the volunteering of women who work as first responders. Applications close on March 20th, Friday, and the camp runs from July 13th to the 19th. Orphaned oil and gas wells remain a big problem in rural Alberta. Next, a rural landowner tells us why he thinks the province is taking the wrong approach. A landowner is frustrated with what he calls the province's plans to dump unpaid oil and gas property taxes onto ordinary Albertans. He's calling for better supports beyond just municipalities. Miriam Valdez-Carletti reports.
This orphaned well is on Dwight Popowich's land in Two Hills, an hour-and-a-half east of Edmonton. For years, the companies that owned and operated it didn't pay its property taxes.
How is that fair to landowners? To the very people that make rural Alberta work.
To recoup his lost income, Popowich applied for compensation through the Land and Property Rights Tribunal. While he says he's getting paid back, he wants you to know it's your tax dollars going in his pocket, not the companies that owe him.
It shouldn't be landowners or taxpayers having to pay anything for any of this problem that's been created.
Instead, he wants better industry regulation. Yesterday, the Property Tax Accountability Strategy Working Group released recommendations aimed at ensuring oil and gas companies pay their fair share of property taxes to municipalities.
When you can step in earlier, you can then give the producing wells to a better operator, and then they'll be able to stay in compliance with all of their outstanding obligations.
This report that's just come out is another one of those times where they're ignoring us.
The report doesn't include recommendations for individual landowners waiting to get paid.
All they have to do is apply to the Land and Property Rights Tribunal under the Surface Rights Act, and they'll be paid. So I can't imagine why they would be worried about that.
Popowich says that's not a viable solution. He says oil and gas companies are given too many breaks.
It took 8 years for me to get that well on my land declared an orphan. Guess who paid me during that 8 years? You guys did, the taxpayer.
He says while that amounted to about $31,000, it's just a drop when you consider the hundreds of other orphan wells with bills left unpaid. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
The ongoing Iran war is pushing gas prices even higher in Calgary. Some stations are selling gas for $1.66 a liter. Global oil prices are expected to remain high as long as the Strait of Hormuz remains too dangerous to navigate. Iran has warned the price of oil could rise to $200 a barrel. Today, West Texas crude was selling for around $96 US a barrel. A new trade deal is sparking optimism among Canadian potato producers. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency has signed an agreement to export potatoes to Mexico. Alberta is Canada's top potato producer, followed by Manitoba and Prince Edward Island. The Little Potato Company in Edmonton has grown exponentially since it was established 30 years ago. They're excited about the opportunity and know there's work to be done before the potatoes are shipped.
Making the connections within the marketplace, getting the right partners, all the usual things, trying to show how our product might be different or fit a different need in that market compared to what's already available.
Canadian potato farmers say they anticipate most of the exports will be russet potatoes, which are not grown in Mexico. A vehicle speeding around another in a playground zone is caught on camera. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. It happened in Taradale at the same location where a boy was hit last week in a crosswalk. Despite data that shows the intersection isn't particularly dangerous, the Ward 5 councillor says he's hearing otherwise. Coming up at 6, some residents shared their safety concerns. Also ahead, a new survey shows home ownership remains unaffordable for many Canadians. Coming up, what Calgarians think of a rent-to-own option now being offered by Truman Homes. Ian.
Thanks, Tara. And the warmer conditions will stay for the rest of the work week. We've got a bit of a change, a slight one by the weekend, though. Gina has details just ahead. It's one of those days where you look west and you see that beautiful Chinook Arch.
Or you have a really bad headache if you're sensitive to the pressure changes. Yes, and not really changing on the Chinook front for a couple of days here, but that's really helped with our temperatures. We're sitting at 15 right now. Managed to get to a high of 16 today, so trending well above seasonal. And take a look at the time on the screen there. We're getting pretty close to 12 hours of daylight. That will happen on Friday, which is the first day of spring, the spring solstice, and it's going to be a pretty good looking couple of days here to wrap up winter and begin Friday evening with a high of 11 degrees, but then it all changes on Saturday, get back to some cooler temperatures and conditions.
Thanks, Gina. Soccer legend David Beckham is in Fernie, BC, and has posted images of himself snowboarding. Beckham posted this video on Instagram of him getting some fresh turns in at Island Lake Lodge. The backcountry cat skiing operation offers great powder skiing and relative seclusion. Joining Beckham on the trip is his son, Romeo. David Beckham says every year he tries to spend 4 days in the mountains near Fernie. He calls it his favorite place to be. Beckham also says he was snowboarding much faster than it appears on video. Board it like Beckham. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National.